Welcome, adventurers. I'm GM Goblin, your GM Goblin, and today I'm going to talk about AI, specifically AI art, and should you use it at your table? And if you want to do something publishy, what you should probably be on the lookout for. There's been some commotion over the last few years about AI art, and it's gotten really good. And I want to tell you how me and my party use it, and whether or not it's okay. If you like to leave a comment in the section below, go ahead, tell us how you use it in your games, whether it writes your game for you or if you just have it give you a helping hand. So AI, artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, has kind of been on everyone's mind recently because over the last few years, we've seen a huge advance in it. We've seen some battling back and forth between different countries, one AI model better than the other, Grok, whatever. When it comes to the table, there are some people wanting to use AI specifically to take the part of the GM and to just run games for them. I don't think good games are going to be able to do that just yet. Video game wise, I think it's going to be great because I think it's going to allow us to have better talk, better communication between an NPC. And so as long as you get motivation with inside a world, AI will be able to communicate better their position, and it won't just be pick one of three answers, which we've done forever. When it comes to the tabletop, though, I don't have a problem with AI for everything. Now, I have a problem, I guess, whenever it comes to some of the larger businesses. You have a lot of them that have been switching, and a lot of people have been against AI and everything recently. Some of it comes from Wizards of the Coast, where they've been using and caught using AI art for a lot of their stuff. And of course, Wizards of the Coast has Magic the Gathering, which is what I'm talking about. But they've also got Dungeons and Dragons. And D&D has been caught using AI art and I think some AI writing with things. And I don't know if it was done specifically because they had to lay off people a couple years ago, or if this was done after they decided they were going to go in this direction, and it just led us to this. There has been plenty of people that have switched, artists themselves, from Wizards of the Coast to our game, which is Pathfinder from Paizo. Now, I play Pathfinder First Edition, but I recommend Paizo. I agree with them in a lot more ways, just in general. I mean, regardless if you have any issues with them, I think the game's better. I think the world's better. I think the systems are better, even though I still prefer my 1E. But they also are against the use of AI for creative work. And I'm hoping that specifically means not just the art side, but a lot of the writing. Now, I said I used it at my table. And we can have it write our backstory or do something like that. I find that a lot of it, since all it's really doing is predictive text, that it's not creative. It's a great way if you want to stick in information, run your API or APIs. Anyway, if you want to connect it to something and you want to run it and have it look through work, have it look through fields of text. I mean, I think it would be great to help us discover patterns in large quantities of information. We've used it in SEO work and stuff. It makes it easier for the person as a tool. I think that's great. When it comes to me, I use it a lot of times for names. I'm really bad with remembering names anyway. And a lot of times I will have it produce names for me because I want them to be unique instead of me using the same name over and over again, because I have had my players tell me that this was the third time they had met someone by level 5 with the exact same name. And so that's on me. So I use AI for that kind of stuff. And I've used AI for ideas with certain things when it comes to storyline. If it was give me examples of this or that to inspire me in a way to propel the story, not to write the story. I find that a lot of times they are repetitive. They are fairly bland with things. So I do not use them for that. These are group names. We were joking about doing stuff with Mummy's Mask. And of course, my players and I use them for art. And art is one of the big things that people have an issue with because it's so easy to create a prompt, have GPT create something like this, and then you can use it. My wife's much better at prompts. She's had more training with it, but these are just some that I just sped out real quick, so I don't have my other stuff shown. And like I said, names. But my players will use this, and I have used this for tokens. And it's specifically so that I can get something original for my players. Now, the only difference is you're not going to be able to copyright this. If you are making something, at least I don't think you can, not produced with GPT. Maybe there's a way that other companies are doing it, like WotC, I don't know. But I think this is another thing that's perfectly fine and kind of expected. Some of us are not artists, and some of us don't want to spend $10 to $20 or more for someone to draw every character or NPC that we want to give life to and give this unique perspective. And I'll use Canva and stuff to alter images all the time anyway. But I find this as something that is not only acceptable, but most people are doing. And before then, most everyone just went to Google and did a search, and you're probably grabbing somebody's art from something for your private game, and no one else in the world was going to know about it. So it's private. It should be fine. Make your guys learn a little bit of prompt. It's going to be okay. But don't be worried about the machines taking over just yet. And use it to add a little bit of flair to your games. And don't worry about some of the small stuff. And then hopefully some of these big companies will stop using it, because we just expect better with them when they're paying for and doing this kind of big content. Anyway, hope you enjoy your week. Hope you have a good game.